Well, hello folks, welcome back to the channel. I am the Custard Prophet and we're back here for another ETS2 career mode save with the Custard Haulers. You can see we're at this Air France facility at the Aeroporto Internazionale Foretta, which I think is in Bastia in Corsica, and we've got a really nice drive to do. This is one I didn't think I said I wouldn't do straight away, but we're going to do the second half of the captain achievement, and I think you'll see why. So we are coming down through Corsica, through Sardinia, and then finally into Sicily. So we are going to be doing loads of island driving, lots of it by the coast, and those who have driven these routes will know that these bits are probably the nicest bits in, well, Corsica is in France rather than Italy, but in terms of a lot of these DLCs, they are really quite pretty, and I think it will make for some nice time lapses as well. So we've got some computer processors, only 3 tons of computer processors, which we're going to be taking between these two sites. And we're going to head off. We've got 600 miles on the road. We've also got about 500 miles on the sea. So it's going to take us a bit of time to get all the way there. I think this might be the first. Yeah, we've never actually been down that thing on the right, but I don't think there's anything there. I mean, there could well be something there. I mean, I would Imagine missing that. Imagine if there was a hidden road down there, and I just drove away from it. But yeah, this is a part of the game I really enjoyed when we were up here previously. So the opportunity to explore it again, I just couldn't turn that down. It just felt like the right thing. So we will be doing some time lapses. Before we get to that, I want to apologise for the lack of content. Certainly ETS... Well, thank you. ETS2 and ATS based content. Okay, yeah, I was... Oh, now we go to 80 for no apparent reason. Yeah, unfortunately, I had another one of those weeks, and they are sadly becoming much more common in my work schedule. So I don't know. I don't know whether that's just going to mean we're just going to have to deal with it. And you know, I'd done all right this month. I'd had about 3 weeks without any videos dropped, but now I think what's that, 3 videos in 1 week dropped, and it's a bit frustrating. And I just put 2 Football Manager videos out, which are a little quicker and easier to make, and I can kind of do the stuff in the background relatively easy and quick. Well, relatively easily. Whereas the ETS2 and ATS, it's a lot more involved, because you have to spend a lot longer with the driving, all that sort of stuff. And I found the route, and you've got to prep what you're going to say initially. It's not as easy as it looks, folks. it's my seamless bantering is well, it's, you know, it's actually, some of it's planned, some of it is planned, believe it or not. So yeah, and that's just, it's just eaten into my time. I think that I'd actually recorded, for example, one of the Football Manager videos, and it turned out, I mean, it took me 2 days to get it after recording, edited and uploaded, just because I just did not have time. I just was absolutely shattered at the end of a lot of the days, and just, you know, ended up falling asleep earlier than I was expecting, and I was hoping to spend some time on it. So yeah, apologies for that. But hopefully now we will have a nice little bit of fun on this drive, as well as the next one. It also means that the schedule at the minute is not being adhered to, but we'll get back onto the schedule, because this should not be out on a Saturday, but you know, here we are. Anyway, folks, let's do a little bit of a time lapse. I think this is going to be very pretty for a time lapse. So I'll turn my face off and we'll get going. Well, our first leg of the journey is done. We have, we're almost done. We have reached the southern point, not quite the southernmost point of Corsica in Ajaccio, but it's the port in Corsica where we're going to be taking the ferry over to Sardinia. It's not as huge a ferry as the one we'll do later, but it is a one that it's going to take a little bit off our journey, and we'll probably be able to sleep, hopefully. And when we get there, we should be in a pretty good place. I mean, ideally, I'd like to be getting there just in the morning. That would be nice, but I suspect it's going to be kind of middle of the night type thing. Still got a lot of light, which is nice. I'm just going to just do a little route over here because we've not been down this road before, so there's a bit of fun down here. There's a few roads in Ajaccio we've not been, and then we've got the port right ahead of us. You might have seen we got done for another speeding. I think we're only going 40 and a 30, which was frustrating, and then we got a headlight violation as well, which was massively frustrating. Anyway, just a little natter about our episode 150. Thank you for those who have left ideas on what we might be doing. One of the things that was suggested was the long hauler achievement, and just to clarify, we have done that one already. We did it for episode 100. Forget exactly what we did there, but we went a hell of a distance for that particular achievement. Right, just going to wait for the lights to turn and then we'll come back. So, yeah, Megatron Decepticon had a really interesting idea actually about all this, sort of suggesting that maybe what we should do is to try and do like a couple at once. So a couple of the achievements that require us to go a significant distance at once, and I think there is a way of doing that. Whether we can actually find the job to make that doable, we'll have to wait and see. But he was sort of thinking with the long hauler achievement and the just-in-time achievement, which is you've got to do over a 550-kilometre journey, but you need to get there within 30 minutes of the delivery time. So you've got to be absolutely spot on. You can't be early, and you certainly can't be late. So I think we need to go down here. Little on the confused side what we're up to here. Yeah, down here. So we can't quite do that, but there is opportunity to do a couple at once. Let me know what you think about this one. So we still have the test drive limited achievement where we've got 6, I think, out of the 7 or 7 out of the 8, I can't remember exactly how many it is, trucks that we've driven. You've got to do those over 999 kilometres. So why don't we try and drive 999 kilometres towards Iberia, at least something around those. So that's probably going to take us well into France, possibly into Spain. Do that and try and do that with a just-in-time achievement. So we would pick up both of those at the same time. That feels like a thing, doesn't it? And I don't think that's too massive or too crazy. So that at the moment fits as top of my list. But let me know if there's something else that you think we should be doing. Right, folks, we are going to head off to Porto Torres in Sardinia. It's not a massive thing. 3 hours 30 to get there. Let's dive over. It's going to be dark when we get there. I don't know whether we've got opportunity to sleep. Looks like we did get a bit of a sleep there. Let's have a look. So I'm just going to pop on one of those there. So that's 879. So that's going to take us 3 hours 45 to get down there. So what we might do, the question is, do we try and have a little sleep, or do we just do that 3 hours 40 drive? We'll show you a little bit of it, but not a lot. And then when we get over, we will do this final bit in the main. That feels like what we could do. I think that's possibly the thing. So I'm going to get my head out of the way. We've got a couple of other things that I wanted to talk about, but this bit, as it's raining, as it's all looking a little bit miserable out here, I think you've probably got to go this way, like this, and then there we go. Use all of that space. Like an expert. That is. Right. Get the old windscreen wipers out there. Right, folks, I'm going to disappear away. We've got 245 kilometres on the road here. I'll show you a little bit of this, but not a huge amount. We'll do it in the time lapse. I know the time lapses at night aren't the most fun, so it will be a limited time lapse. Right, folks, we are have just arrived in Cagliari, which is in southern Sardinia. I've come all the way down. It's just about, or coming up to 1 o'clock in the morning, 1:45 to be exact. So we are going to be picking up a question mark in this city, which we haven't picked up just yet. Just up the way. One of the things, I was just looking at the map actually that I didn't realise, and please let me know if this is a worthwhile drive to do at some point. Not been down this road here. Is there anything interesting down here? It looks like it might be a fun little road in places, but you just never can tell in this sort of age of map. But yeah, that's one of the areas that I've just not explored. Similarly, down in this area here, not yet explored. So always more than you think. So let me know if you've done that and if it's worthwhile. So while we are picking this up, I did want to talk just to remind you a little bit about what the Captain Achievement is, because we've not done that yet. And it is an achievement in the Italia DLC, and it's a relatively easy one in as much as there are 2 jobs to do, and you essentially have to deliver any sort of cargo, any sort of distance to the Cantiere Navale. Scania truck dealer picked up shipyard locations. And now there are 3 in the game actually, not just 2. And that's where it gets a little bit more complicated. But the ones you are wanting to deliver to are the one we're doing here in Messina, and the other one is in Ancona, on Italian mainland. There is another one of these locations in Olbia, which is up here. Olbia, not Olnia, as you can see. This one does not count though. This was put in afterwards, so it's not going to help your cause if you go and do that part of the job. So it's delivering anything, any sort of distance to these locations. And in the previous episode, a couple of episodes ago, we did the one to Ancona. We delivered it from across the border from Mostar, I think, in Bosnia and Herzegovina. And yeah, this time round we've got this really nice little drive little disappointing that we've got the sort of night aspect of it, but I think it, all adds to it, doesn't it? And so that's that's kind of where we are at the minute. You see, we're just coming up to the Cagliari port. Never quite sure if it, because I always used to pronounce it Calgary, like the one in Canada. I always used to say that as the football club. It's Calgary, not Cagliari. But how is it? Does it actually pronounce more like Calgary than Cagliari? Because it just doesn't feel like that's what people said. But mate, let me know in the comments. I'm a little bit unsure about the pronunciation of this place, and it's always good to know about that. Let us know if you've been here as well. I am not sure, because I have been to Sardinia. Presumably, this is where the airport is. So I might have been here, but I was very young at the time. That is a big sign. So we're just going to go right here, and we will then be picking up the ferry. And it should be morning. Well, it should be probably afternoon by the time we reach our location, because it is a vast journey that we're going across the sea. I mean, I presume this is still classed as the Mediterranean, or perhaps, like a lot of parts of the Mediterranean, there is a specific name for this area of the sea, the straits between Italy, or between Sardinia and Sicily. Let me know if there is. Right, let's head there. We could go to Naples, or we could go to Palermo. Let's do that. So it's going to take us 12 hours to get there. €778 should be the daytime. It is. Look at that. And we have just 3 hours 24 to get to our final destination, 209 kilometers away. It looks like another gorgeous day, folksies. I might take a little picture with all these palm trees about. Now, this confused me a little bit when people said that Olbia has been put into the game recently. So how does that work? How was that not? That was after Italia? Yeah, let me know how that all kind of came about. What was the sort of timeline of? Were the islands later on? I mean, they do look a little bit prettier and a little bit nicer, but although I do quite like the look of this, even though this does look a bit copy-paste, it does look pretty. It kind of, and I think the sky helps, and that's obviously a more recent thing, but they look like they're in the middle of the depths of an argument, don't they? Right, folks, we've got this journey here. We're going to go past here. Is it Etna? I think it might be Etna, which we might be able to see in the distance. So before we get on that journey, I did want to talk a little bit about something that came through my mind the other day, which I think is an interesting question. Because obviously, people watching this enjoy this particular game, but this game is a bit of it's a slightly different sort of game compared to many other types of games, and it feels much like, so the other game I play out an awful lot of is the game Football Manager, and the same thing, the same kind of characteristics sort of apply to that as well, because I think there's a lot of people who, when they were younger, did a lot of gaming maybe, and then they sort of lose that, but some games just stick, and Football Manager was that game for me. I played that and nothing else for long periods of time, and it feels kind of like these sort of games are that, so people who play these games are not necessarily those who do a load of other stuff as well alongside that. They'll play ETS2, ATS, and that will be everything, I imagine. Or have I got that completely wrong? So do you play loads and loads of other games, or are you kind of exclusively on this content? let me know in the comments, because I've certainly diversified in recent times, but yeah, for a long period, for like 15 years, the only game I played was the Football Manager game series. That was it. Nothing else. Got it every year, but nothing else. I didn't get anything else, and didn't even look at it. I lost interest in everything else, I think. So yeah, and yeah, more recently it's kind of all come back. Now I've got old and grey, and kind of remembered why I enjoy this type of stuff. So yeah, I've been having my best life doing all this sort of stuff. Oh no! But yeah, let me know your thoughts on that. Is that what this game is kind of like? Right. I think we're going to have a very nice little final. I've got 203 miles of it, time lapse, and then when we get into our final location, I'll come back and we will do a bit of reverse parking. Hopefully it's a tough one they've got for us, but I think this is going to be a gorgeous one. It's a really pretty day for this. Well, here we are in Messina, as you can see just there. We couldn't see Etna, unfortunately. It was behind some other hills as far as I can see, but you could see kind of the age of the game. Those hills in the distance with that really dodgy green colour, that's definitely an area that could do with some improvement. But the city here looks pretty. It certainly does. Liking these kind of archways and stuff that we've got that we're just going through. It's nice that we can go a little bit faster than typically in cities. I guess this is because we're not properly in the residential district. We feel like we're on a bit of a main road, but still often these sort of roads are not 50 mile an hour speed limit type of roads. I think one of the things I've been absolutely amazed with this journey is the fuel economy. I mean, you can see I've still got half a tank left of fuel, and I haven't picked any fuel up. I did think right at the start it doesn't seem to have gone down. We've gone 600 kilometres and I can barely see a dent in the fuel. Now, is that just because there isn't? That's a kind of a quick jobs thing. I always thought there was, that you could fuel the truck, but you just didn't need to? Or is this particular truck, I'm not entirely sure what we're sitting in, it's a Volvo, is this particular truck that we're in ridiculously fuel efficient? Let me know, because I've been baffled by that, in all honesty. It's it feels like we've really benefited from this. So I'm going to come down here, Cantiere. It's down here. I'm not sure if that was two-way or one-way, but we certainly found ourselves. we managed to get ahead of the thing there. Look at that! I don't know, not bombed out, but sort of dilapidated warehouse on the right there. There is a garage that we could pick up, and just down here is the Cantiere Navale. I had to look at that location there on the left side. Ooh, 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 right there, right there, right there. Nothing behind us, I am presuming. And in we pop. Right, I managed to miss that somehow. So we've got a 40, which doesn't feel the most terrifying parking job in the world, but you can see it looks like a similar one to the other one. So if it's the same job or same parking, which would be a bit frustrating if it was, that wasn't too bad, but it wasn't. No, I think it's even easier. No, it's not. It's the same one, isn't it? We're coming at it right. There was that thing on the right that was just sticking out. So we just got to be careful there. I'm struggling to really kind of understand where it... Oh, no, I'm miles away. Miles away. This is all good. In we go. And then turn. There we go. And a bit more. And a bit more. There we go. Easy peasy. And that should be the captain achievement. There we go. Deliver cargo to all Italian shipyards. Requires the Italia DLC. We got a nice big chunk of XP for that. Moving on towards level 39. Next up, not entirely sure what we'll be up to, but as I say, leave some thoughts in the comments about that. One of the things I did want to do at some point was drive one of the electric trucks, which I think you can only do in quick jobs, so I might have a little look for that. You can see we are picking up lots and lots of cash, so I might also pick ourselves up another garage or another couple of garages and pack those out with some trucks in the meantime as well. But yeah, let me know about anything that we did talk about and anything we didn't talk about all around this particular region. Have you been here? What's it like? Let me know. Anyway, folks, if you did enjoy that, please hit the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.